Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. We're getting closer and closer to the T20 World Cup in Australia, and we had again two matches today: India versus South Africa and England versus Pakistan. India winning the series 2-0 after a high-scoring match in Guwahati, and England sealing the series in Lahore, winning 4-3 against Pakistan. A great performance from England, who are missing some star players, but just shows the squad depth that they have. A lot of talent. Someone like a Harry Brook has been outstanding in the series. Moeen Ali captained really well, and overall, I think England were sublime in this series. From India South Africa's point of view, India batting first this time, which is not always an advantage, or which has been a disadvantage in recent times. But they put on a mammoth total of 237 for three. KL Rahul coming back into form. That strike rate was brilliant today, 203. He smashed four sixes and five fours, and that timing was there. That KL Rahul timing that we're used to when he was in peak Rahul form, like in 2020, we'd say 2020 January. Around that time, we saw glimpses of that. It was a very good wicket to bat on, but I felt KL Rahul made the most of it. And then Suryakumar Yadav, man, this guy is just crazy. I think he's the most entertaining batsman to watch right now in the world. Brilliant timing, outstanding batting, shots all over, and every shot you're like, wow, your jaw drops. It was a brilliant innings, and if he can continue this form, it's going to keep India in good start going into that World Cup. Of course, there's plenty of other problems, but the batting looks set now. That number 4 problem that India had over the years, that's been solved with Suryakumar Yadav there, and him and Virat Kohli. That partnership was the match-winning one in the end. I felt they both played really well, and Kohli also played some stunning shots. 49 of 28, 175 strike rate. He improved on his strike rate as well. So I commend him for that. The way he batted showed intent today, and good to see that partnership. And they're both enjoying their batting. You saw Surya Kumar also clapping Kohli. Kohli always, like, whoever is at the other end, he always praises them while batting, and he makes it feel that you're a unit even when you're batting. It can be lonely when you're as a batsman there, because you're against 11 players on the field, but he makes sure that it's a tag team there. And again, today it was a world-class partnership. Ashish in the house, man, thank you for joining. He says India undefeated in T20s in 2022. Are you talking about in India or where, man? Ashish just lost the Asia Cup, bro. If top 5 Indian batsmen fire, then 200 plus every game. So now I agree with that, but the problem is shifted. India before had a really good bowling attack, and batting was the problem. Now the batting is sorted, and now bowling is the problem. So that's what I feel. Joginder Singh in the house, thank you for joining me. Who is winning the World Cup? If I knew that, I would be a millionaire, man. I don't know, but I would say the teams to look forward to who are strong contenders. I would say Australia, the home team, England, because they have scored depth. Even if there's players missing, they have backups. Then I think South Africa is a really good side, especially in those conditions. And then the likes of India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, I think they have an outside chance as well. It depends on how they perform. Bowling is a concern, but Deepak might be an answer along with Arshdeep and Bumrah if fit. So with Deepak Chahar, I agree is the answer. But look, Deepak Chahar wasn't even picked in the 50. Now he's going to come into the squad as a replacement if Bumrah is not fit. But he wasn't even picked. So this is the problem. I don't think they're going with. They didn't pick the best, strongest bowling in lineup in the first place. Look, with Shami, I would have him in the squad, but now he's not played. He had COVID, unfortunately. They didn't play him previously in the Asia Cup, so he doesn't have that match practice. So that is a concern. I don't think he'll be at the top of his game, especially after COVID, and he will be rusty. What do you think? Who's going to win World Cup? I asked me the question again. Pakistan lost. Yes, Joginder. Pakistan lost. India. In India, bilateral series. Oh, in India, they haven't lost a T20. Was that the 2-2? Yeah, that was a draw, I think, right, against South Africa. So they didn't lose that, but yeah, I guess if you want to count that, then I know PTM series is very important, but yeah, I'm texting from UK, London. Where are you now? Bowling India, no good. Joginder bhai, I'm in the Middle East right now. I'm in Jeddah. Ashish is in Canada, so it's a worldwide conversation. Thank you for joining. Bowling India, no good. I completely agree. It's been shocking, and that 19th over again today it's become that unlucky number, 19th over. You know how that 13th floor in elevators and stuff in North America. Same thing happened with the Indian 19th over. Bhuvi got hit for 19 or 18 a couple times. Bumrah got hit for 18, just a couple in the Australia series. Arshdeep got hit for 17 in the last game, and then 26 in this game in the 19th over. So that 19th over is becoming a curse for India, and they have to fix that, because now what's going to happen is no matter how many runs you score, the opposition is always going to feel that they can target your bowling, especially in the death overs. Your bowlers do crack under pressure, and they will definitely target that, and that's what India will have to improve. I feel just when you solve one problem, then there's another problem which comes up, and that's what's happening with India. I feel their batting was outstanding, batted really well, but bowling has been a concern. Let's talk a bit about David Miller, batting at number 5. This is the second time I think he scored 100 batting at number 5. He's done that against Bangladesh as well, and he's the only batsman to score more than 100 batting at that position. And it just goes to show this guy is an outstanding talent. He's revived his career in this year. He's been outstanding. This is Miller of the old, or even better right now. Miller 2.0 is just so dangerous. The way he's attacking the spinners as well. In the middle overs, he solved that problem. So if teams try to attack South Africa with spinners, Miller has that sorted. Against fast bowling, he's very comfortable as well. He can hit you over covers. He can hit you through mid wicket, and he has no issues. Bavuma, concern for South Africa. Klassen should get a go next game. So the problem is Bavuma is captain, and so that's why they're not dropping him. But they can do that. We saw that in 2014 World Cup. Chandimal was struggling. He played the World Cup. He started the World Cup, but then they decided to he decided to let go of the captaincy. Malinga took the captaincy, and Sri Lanka won the World Cup. So yeah, Bavuma has not been in form. His average has been 12 this year. He's played I think 6 to 7 T20s, and his average has been 12. So it has been a concern. He is coming back from injury. Look, he's been a really good captain. He's done a great job for South Africa. That's why they're backing him. But yes, I agree. Today he played a maiden over in that chase. So literally they were chasing, that target in 19 overs, not 20 overs. If he hit like 6-7 runs, I think South Africa would have been even closer in this game. I think Rohit will rest next game. Could be Rohit might rest. Virat Kohli might get a rest, but if I think they should just play the last game just to get that rhythm, and then you fly to Australia. There you have a few practice games and take it from there, because you're not playing the one-day series against South Africa, so you will be in Australia at that time. That squad has been announced as well. A lot of young players playing that series. So I think you should just play that T20 game. The more you play, the better you'll be. You'll be in good practice, and you will have enough days to rest in Australia when you get there. Bavuma, no good batsman, very poor. I don't like Bavuma batting, very poor. I think Pant not playing in Australia, do playing. I think Joginder bhai बोल रहे हैं कि like Pant को खिलाना चाहिए Australia में, but that's what I think you're saying. But yeah, it all depends on Dinesh Karthik's form as well. Right now, he's playing that finisher role. It's working for India, so they're going to stick with him. He has the experience. I personally would play Rishabh Pant. I find him a very exciting player, but honestly, he hasn't proven himself in T20s. But we've seen what he can do in Test and One Days. And on that belief, I think he should play. But the way the captain management are thinking, they're going with a particular plan, and that's okay. They should go with that. I think the batting is really not much of a concern. The way Surya is batting, Kohli's getting into form. Rohit Sharma, has those days where he just smashes it. KL Rahul getting into form. So I don't think it's too much of a worry. The bowling is where India will have to juggle it up now. The news is that Shami will be flying to Australia. Even Umran Malik will be flying to Australia, because Umran Malik has not been announced in that one-day squad against South Africa. So it looks like he's going to go to Australia as the backup, and so he will be an option, but I don't think he's going to be in the 15, but he will be an option if someone gets injured. And I think Shami will be that replacement for Bumrah. No, actually Deepak Chahar might get in, and Shami and Umran will both be in the standby. That's what it looks like right now. The only problem I have is that because Bhuvi and Deepak Chahar are similar bowlers. Now, if Bumrah is not there, then you have 3 medium pace swing bowlers. You need someone hit the deck, and I think that's what Shami provides you. Prasidh Krishna was fit; he would provide you that. Umran Malik provides you that. So I think you need to have that variety. And this thing about Bumrah might come back. Listen, clearly he's not fit. If he was fit, all this thing wouldn't happen. He's clearly not fit. They're trying to squeeze him into this World Cup, and this is going to be a problem. I think me and Ashish have also discussed this in the past, that listen, if the guy is not fully fit, you need to go with someone 100%, because you saw what happened with Bumrah the other day. He came back, he's rusty, he's not fully fit, he got hit for 50 runs. Yes, he bowled a beautiful Yorker to Finch. He's a world-class bowler, but you have to take fully fit players. You're playing a World Cup. You can't just say, okay, we have to play him at all costs. You can't damage someone like that. There's going to be more World Cups. There's going to be a 50-over World Cup next year. There's going to be test matches, important games where Bumrah will be used. You can't break him down like that. If he's injured, he's injured. I don't think look, he has a back injury. He didn't play the Asia Cup. He tried to come back in that Australia series and he injured that back again. So I don't think there's been news that they're going to try even play him semi-final and final directly, and I don't think that's going to work. That's just my opinion. I think that it's also not fair on the other players, the people around him, his teammates also, like, they have that expectation: is he going to play? We need him, we didn't need him. If the teammates know, if someone like a Virat Kohli, Suryakumar know going into the tournament, okay, he's not going to be there, they can give confidence to the other bowlers, say, don't worry, whatever you bowl, we'll chase it down. They can have that mindset, and I don't think they should really be concerned if of course there is concern, but they shouldn't be thinking that, okay, we can't win. Yes, they should give their young bowlers confidence, tell them that don't worry, we'll chase anything down, or we'll give you enough runs to defend. Don't worry about it. If he's injured, he's injured. He's a human being. You can't do much about it. Like, whatever the situation is, you have to handle it like that. Who is better? You tell me, DK or Pant? Personally, I would go with Rishabh Pant, but Dinesh Karthik right now is in better form. So I think maybe that might answer your question, because he's playing a very specific role in T20s. Dinesh Karthik has finished games off for India, and honestly, but if I look at it, I still just would go with Rishabh Pant. That's just my personal opinion. Again, Joginder, I don't think it's that big of a deal. You can go either way. I don't think it's a big concern right now. Yes, further down the line, if Dinesh Karthik, completely loses the plot, then maybe, but his role is very specific. He's going to play 12 to 10 balls, and I think and the Pant's role is not like that. Pant will play at number 4, number 5. He'll try to build a partnership and try to then finish off a game. Dinesh Karthik is there for a particular thing. I think more will be on Hardik Pandya to play that number 5 role if Pant is not there. The roles between Dinesh Karthik and Pant, apart from wicket keeping, the batting role is different. So it's going to be difficult to compare from that end. No problem at all. And yeah, I was talking about Bumrah in terms of injury and stuff. I just feel that if he's not fit, just don't push it. Go with your replacement. Take someone who's fit and play the World Cup. He will come back. He's an extremely crucial bowler, but he will come back in another tournament. He'll win you that, no problem. You don't want if you don't want a half fit person, because he won't be able to deliver at the standard you want. And from South Africa's point of view, the bowlers got hit, they got smashed, but I think they will take a lot of confidence from David Miller, the way he batted. Again, also Quinton de Kock was very slow. He struggled a bit, but then he got runs in the end. He hit those few sixes. Of course, from the match situation, it didn't help, but I think it will help his confidence. He's a very much confident kind of player. If he has runs behind his belt, he's a different kind of player. He plays aggressive shots and he can hit it from ball one. And he can also make use of that power play initially. And I think this innings in the long term will give him a lot of confidence, and I think that's good. When India play World Cup or Asia Cup or any big trophy, why is India losing? I think it's more of a mental thing, Joginder. I feel that in stressful situations, बहुत tension हो जाती, they don't think clearly, and they make mistakes, whether it's on the field or off the field. In terms of squad selection also, they do वो घबराहट होती and they make a sudden decision. I think as well, on the field sometimes they become a bit too defensive while they're batting, while they're bowling as well. You saw some drop catches. I think it's their mental strength. They do get nervous in those situations because there's a lot of pressure. Look, the Indian team is the most watched, most loved, but also the most scrutinized. So that pressure you will feel as an Indian player. South Africa, Australia, yes, I think they're really good. They're really good teams going into this World Cup. And also the bowling. I think pace bowling is what you need in Australia, and of course that's why India is going to miss Bumrah. But you have options there. You have like Mohammad Shami, you have Umran Malik. Let's see what happens with Prasidh Krishna. But I think India has options. Let's see what happens, who they pick, and accordingly. But I think this is why South Africa, Australia, England to a certain extent, if Mark Wood is fit, then England also have a very good team. You are very intelligent. Look like, no man, कहाँ से यार, मैं तो बस passion है cricket का, देखते हैं cricket तो और क्या. You're also very intelligent, bro. You're asking nice intellectual questions, and you're helping this conversation grow further. And yes, thanks to your question. So thank you for joining me. But yeah, I think pace will be key in Australia, and in that situation, teams like South Africa, Australia, even New Zealand, the likes of Ferguson, these kind of teams, I think will do well over there. And also batting wise, if you see like in the Asia Cup in Dubai and stuff, you had the slower deliveries, the ball stops a bit. The other teams, even in the last World Cup, you saw Australia, South Africa, they struggled a bit. But I think in Australian conditions, the batsmen of the Senna countries, I think they will enjoy the pitches a bit more. They'll enjoy that extra bounce, and that will give them that confidence. Jugender Singh, India, Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, and England team very strong. Yeah, these are very strong teams. Let's not forget Sri Lanka, Asia Cup champions. Yes, these conditions will be different, but they're a young team. They have a very good fielding side. They have a very good captain who's an all-rounder as well. They have quite a few good all-rounders, quite a few good batsmen and bowlers as well. So yeah, I think Sri Lanka is also really good in that situation. But yeah, sorry, I just had to check one thing. Bear with me. Yeah, sorry about that. So I was saying Sri Lanka is also a very, very good team going to the World Cup. Look, Pakistan in England, let's talk a bit about that. Pakistan, again, middle order has been a big worry. And again, today, very poor in terms of their middle order. Yes, Shan Masood scored a 50, but, it was at a very slow pace. Bowling-wise as well, they got smashed. You have to give credit to Malan and Brooks. Harry Brook, a sensation in this series. He's been outstanding. He's played the PSL. He knows what Pakistani conditions are, but, class batting. He's replacing the likes of Liam Livingstone, Ben Stokes to bat like that and win a series for England. For me, he's the player of the series. Harry Brook, he's the find of the series. He was great. And England overall squad depth is outstanding. But if you look at Pakistan fielding, again, a problem. They dropped a lot of catches. Batting-wise, strike rate has been an issue. They're depending too much on Babar and Rizwan. The middle order has to step up. And bowling-wise as well, I think bowling was... concern in this series. Yes, middle order, Joginder, was an issue. So that's what Pakistan will have to try and address. What will they do? Can they make drastic changes? I don't think they can. And conditions will be a bit tougher for their batsmen there. It's going to be bouncier. You see, even Babar Azam struggles with a good short ball. So it's not going to be easy conditions, but I feel that if Babar and Rizwan get to a certain stage where they can take them to 160, 170. In those conditions, the bowlers can basically help Pakistan defend a total. 1 second, I just need to take a call. Thank you guys for waiting for me. Sorry, really sorry about that. But yeah, I was saying middle order is a concern. But if Babar Rizwan somehow find that extra form and try to get 171, 160, 170, I think on those pitches the bowlers can do well. But again, if you flip that, the likes of Australia, New Zealand, England, they like true bounce. They will enjoy the pace. It's not going to be the same pace like in Dubai, because in Dubai it's a two-pace pitch. They'll bowl the odds over delivery. The odd ball will stick in the pitch, whereas in Australia it'll come onto the bat and they like the extra bounce. So that's, if you flip it, that's going to be a concern for Pakistan as well. So I don't think things are looking too bright for them. And honestly, the Asian teams, it's going to be a challenge in Australia. Now let's see what happens when we get there. We've seen at times as well, Pakistan had extremely poor form before the Champions Trophy. They went there and they won the Champions Trophy. Same thing happened in the 2019 T20 World Cup. Extremely poor form. They went there and they won. So I can't really judge until I see them. But right now, the signs don't look good. Shan Masood has some runs under his belt, but they have not been match-changing or match-defining innings. Haider Ali has been out of sorts. I was backing him to come good for Pakistan, but he's just been out of sorts, and they'll have to look somewhere else now. I don't know what they're going to do with that number 4 position. They've tried everyone. Iftikhar, I felt that he's someone. At times he looked good, but again, he's not been showing that consistency. Asking everything's okay. Everything's good, man. All good. Thank you. But yeah, I think that's the thing in the middle order over there. Khushdil has been out of sorts. He's not been performing, and Asif Ali is hit and miss again. So the middle order is a big problem. Nawaz is someone who had a good Asia Cup with the bat, like that good game against India. But I don't know how much you can rely on him only. I think they're missing Imad Wasim as well. he was that lower middle order. He would float there and give you some crucial runs, and with the ball, he was very effective with the power play. But of course, you can't have both him and Nawaz in the team there. Yeah, but who else can they try? The Azam Khan again. I don't think he's going to make it to the T20 squad. Shoaib Malik is not going to make it. So it's this. This is the team, and it's Babar's team. This is the team Babar has been backing for a year now. So let him go for it. Let's see what happens. I think the top two, if they can perform, then Pakistan have some chance. I know this talks about strike rates and everything, but I felt that Rizwan has been working on that and he's improved his strike rate. But yeah, in the last couple of games, in the last 3-4 games in this series, even that game that they won, Pakistan just didn't look the part. And fielding, again, they have to improve. In World Cup tournaments, if you're not going to take your catches, you're not going to field well, you're going to be punished. So they have to really improve their fielding. We saw in the Asia Cup the way they fielded and the way Sri Lanka fielded, it was the difference in the end in the final. So they'll have to think, and that it also applies to India as well. They'll have to improve their fielding. Another thing about India, Ashwin's role, I'm not sure about, because again, he didn't really pick up a wicket today. He was expensive, and this is why they let him go. Him and Jadeja go after the 2017 Champions Trophy for limited overs, because they weren't picking up wickets in the middle overs. They were chasing 330 like that. Then they become more aggressive. The likes of Kuldeep and Chahal, leg spinners, picking up more wickets. So either they were chasing 350 or they're chasing 250. At least there was that aggressive nature there. But with Ashwin, I think India's bowling becomes a bit more defensive. Yeah, South Africa had left-hand batsman, but it doesn't really make a difference on a good pitch. Miller's going to hit you anywhere, whether you're off spin, leg spin, it doesn't matter. He's going to hit you. So today, Akshar Patel was turning the ball away and he was smashing it. It doesn't matter. I think on a good pitch, you will get hit. I just feel you have to go with a certain system. In T20 cricket, leg spinners work. Especially in Australia, there's going to be big boundaries. Flight the ball, and you will have a chance. Zampa is going to be playing. Shadab is going to be playing. Adil Rashid is going to be playing. If you see from New Zealand, Ishodi is going to be playing. Shamsi is going to be playing. So you're going to have leg spinners all around, and this is why it's not because they're doing it, let's copy them. It's not that. There is a reason why they're playing that, because it's a wicket-taking option. They can get hit, but at the same time, they can win you a game, and that's why India will have to play a leg spinner. They have to play Yuzi Chahal. I think in the World Cup he should play. If he's not informed, then you bring in the other leg spinner, Bishnoi. I know they put him in the reserves, but for me, a leg spinner has to play in Australian conditions. Even though they might get hit, they will provide you that that wicket option, like a catch on the boundary. They'll provide something. And Akshar Patel today, again, the left arm batsman had a tough time, right? He picked up a wicket, but in that last over, you saw what happened. And in Australia, you're going to get wickets like that. There will be games he'll get hit. So that's where you need a different type of bowler. If you're going to have two finger spinners, then it becomes a bit more predictable. It becomes a bit easier for the batsman, and that's why I feel that one leg spinner should play. And yeah, from Pakistan and England's point of view, England sensational. The squad depth is unbelievable. There was no Bairstow. He's not also going to be there in the World Cup. There's no Bairstow. There's no Ben Stokes. There was no Liam Livingstone. There's no Joss Butler. Mark Wood only played a couple of games. There's no Chris Jordan there as well. Archer, of course, is injured, and they still won the series in Pakistan. Unbelievable. I mentioned Harry Brook. I felt that Phil Salt also had a really good series. That last game, he was outstanding. Alex Hales at times contributed as well with the ball. Luke Wood in the beginning was really good. David Willey was outstanding. Sam Curran chipped in. Adil Rashid, Moeen Ali, man, had some very good captaincy. The way he handled his bowlers, brilliant. And at times when it was required, he also contributed with the bat. He led from the front. He was the stand-in captain, but he made sure that they didn't miss any of the star players. And that's why I give England a lot of credit. This is a scary team. Imagine they play with full strength. Still, there's a good chance that they might not make the semifinals. There's a chance they might lose in the semifinal or final. But the way England play the cricket now, it's that system there is set in place. It doesn't matter if Harry Brook is playing or Liam Livingstone's playing. They will have that ability, and they have that mindset that they're going to attack. And that platform is set. And credit goes to Owen Morgan. He's the one who set this, and they're following it now. Yes, there will be times that maybe the captain, if it's Joss Butler, he might make a mistake in the field. There might be individual errors. There might be things. But overall, the way they're playing their cricket, it looks like a set format now, and the players have the ability to execute that plan. They have the confidence to execute that plan. You saw throughout the series, even the games that they lost, they kept attacking. They kept attacking with the bat. That game where Haris Rauf picked up a couple of wickets, Liam Dawson took that game to the last over. That game was, yeah, you could say 5 of 10, and Pakistan won it, but it shouldn't have been 5 of 10 because it was like 40 of 19 or 20 at that time. Liam Dawson smashed it in one over. He hit like 4 or 5 boundaries. So if someone like him who's batting at number 8 is playing like that, just look at the mindset of that team, and they have a proper plan, and it's great to watch. I was a fan of their cricket, especially in this series. Of course, there's going to be times it's not going to work. They're going to get criticized because they might be too over aggressive. But in T20 cricket, this is the way to play. This is how you're going to win series away from home. This is how you're going to win tournaments. Again, I think their problem will be if Wood doesn't play every game. That might be an issue. Jofra Archer's not there. They might lack a bit of pace over there. Chris Jordan, if he comes back, will he be accurate enough? Because he has the tendency to get hit if he's not accurate. So there is some questions there. Bairstow is not there. And Josh Butler, if he's fit, he's going to play. But will he be in the same form that he was in that IPL or like in the summer as well? Because he was fully fit at that time. Now he's coming back from injury. Will we see that same sort of fitness from Josh Butler? That's another question to be answered. But again, Pakistan, I think Pakistan, Bangladesh, New Zealand are playing tri-series in New Zealand in a few days' time. England, Australia, and West Indies are playing a tri-series in Australia. So these teams will have a bit more practice, and there'll be more familiar conditions, and you will get to know a bit more about the way the team is shaping up, what the lineups are going to be, who's performing, who's not performing. And yeah, it's good that they're playing these series. Yeah, you can say too much cricket, but I feel that close to the World Cup, these games will help. You just have to take it easy in terms of injuries and stuff. Sometimes if there is a slight injury, then you should rest that player in these kind of tournaments. But I think this tournament, more than anything, is just to get acclimatized to the conditions, understand your squad a bit more, understand what, and try to different tactics and see what will work. And then when the World Cup is on, there's no looking back. It's a very, very strict format, especially after the qualifiers qualify. It's going to be 2 teams going in from each group. So every match counts, and every match is potentially do or die. You lose one game, you lose momentum, because then your next game could be a potential knockout. And that's why you have to be on your toes in that World Cup. And you want all your players to be fit. You want everyone to be on their toes, and take it from there. You have to be flexible. Sometimes there will be injuries in this tight kind of schedule. So you have to be flexible at the same time, play and try to play positive cricket. And this is for all teams. But I think that pretty much wraps it up. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. And thank you for bearing with me in the slight interruptions. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate the questions from Ashish and Joginder as well. Hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the latest content. We still have one more game between India, South Africa. Then we have the other matches to look forward to going into that World Cup. We'll do squad analysis as well. We'll look at all the squads and then look into the qualifying stages, which is supposed to be round 1 of the T20 World Cup, where Sri Lanka, West Indies, Ireland, Netherlands, these guys are going to play. So we'll look into those matches as well, and analyze the other squads and see what happens. We'll come up with predicted 11s and everything. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the latest content.